Good morning, everybody. We can start now because we are live stream. Welcome. My name is Mavis. I'm working at Environmental and Territorial Management Institute. We are the NGO, one of the partners of the Remedies project. Thank you everyone for coming. Today we're going to have the Remedies cluster event or conference with the title "From Home to Rivers, Seas and Oceans: Mapping the Journey of Plastic Pollution." As we already know, marine litter is a challenge for the whole Mediterranean region, and this challenge requires a strong cooperation between partners, between different stakeholders like public authorities, universities, research centers, NGOs. And through this project, we want to go beyond. So besides trying to work with monitoring or different activities, we want as well to establish a roadmap for a better cooperation between different stakeholders. And that's why we are here today to present some of our results, some of our good practices we have shared and we have achieved so far. But we have invited as well different stakeholders from Albania, coming from ministry, public government, local government, different international development agencies, and NGOs. And we are pretty sure that in order to tackle all these challenges, we need a better cooperation between all the stakeholders. So thank you very much. And I think today we'll have various stakeholders coming from different backgrounds and sharing different perspectives on the marine litter challenges. And I'm pretty sure that we'll come up with very good information. Now I want to give the speech to Gzim Dapi, is one of, let's say, experts in the circular economy and representing Municipality of Tirana. It's head of circular economy department, and I welcome him to share some welcoming speech for the conference. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the invitation. Nice to meet you, all the people. Some of us I know. Okay, as my name represents me, I am Gzim Dabi, Chief of Environment and Circular Economy of Municipality of Tirana. So, can I speak? Can I switch in Albanian, because as a public institution we have to, as I present. Okay. Unë përfaqësoj Territorinë e përgjithshme në menaxhimin mjedisë dhe zhvillimit qëndrueshëm Bashkinë e Tiranës. Ne jemi departament i ri, prej 35 vetash tashmë, një drejtori që do merremi me të gjithë fokusin mjedisor, çfarë ndodh në qytet dhe çfarë kompetencash kanë qeveriset vendore sot në Shqipëri.
Is representing the environmental management department in the municipality of Tirana. In the municipality are 35 experts, members, and they are going to guide municipality in local development actions.
Pra kur na u dha kjo detyrë për të krijuar këtë departament, një nga pikat që ne ngulëm këmbë ishte krijimi i sektorit të ekonomisë qarkulluese.
Since they were asked to create this department, one of the main requirements was establishment of circular economy department on the municipality.
Dhe praktikisht jemi institucioni i parë publik në Shqipëri që kemi integruar sektorin e ekonomisë qarkulluese.
As one of the only city government unit who has already created the circular economy department.
Kjo për shkakun se ne nuk do fokusohemi te mbetjet, por të fokusohemi te gjërat përpara se ato të kthehen mbetje.
So one of the primary focus is because we are not only focusing on the waste management, but we want to go beyond. So we want to start since before creating the waste. So this is something, one of the pillars of circular economy.
Pra te projektimet circular design,
Starting from circular design,
te riparimet,
repairing,
te ripërdorimet,
reusing.
Dhe fiks për të gjëra ne tashmë kemi krijuar ato, kemi vënë ato piketat e para, kemi bërë një artëzim të gjithë bizneseve që bëjnë riparime të tekstileve dhe të kuzëve.
And currently, the municipality is engaged in mapping main entities or SMEs in the textile and.
Por këtë mund të gjeni një link te portali i Tiranës gjithë datën.
So this information can be found in the website of the municipality.
Pra çdo njeri në Tiranë që banon Tiranë ose që viziton Tiranën, nëse do të gjejë një riparim kuzës, riparim veshës, e ka të hartëzuar dhe mund ta gjejë në çdo vend.
Requiring some repairing entities can find this to the municipality, to the website of the municipality.
Sigurisht ne kemi edhe projekte të tjera, është një projekt që ne kemi Circular City Lab, i cili konsiston në fuqizimin e grave në biznes për të bërë tranzicionin nga ekonomia lineare drejt ekonomisë qarkulluese.
Moreover, now the municipality is running a very interesting project, which is linked with establishing a circular economy lab. And as part of this lab, they are trying to empower women in engaging in circular economy actions.
Po kështu, Bashkia e Tiranës është pjesë e rrjetit evropian Urbact për komponentin go cirkular, i cili është një tjetër fushë ku ne do krijojmë një strategji e cila do jetë në të njëjtën kohë me gjithë me 8 kryeqytete europiane, sikur mund të përmend Bashkinë e Minijut, Bashkinë e Korfuzit, Bashkinë e Rigës dhe shumë bashki të tjera që janë pjesë e këtij projekti.
As part of this project, now they are in as part of a member of European network of
Urbact.
Urbact, and in this, as part of this Urbact, they can further exchange practices with other municipalities in Europe.
Kur me visi na prezantoi projektin, fillimisht në takimin që mund të zyra unë, ne kuptuam që ky është një projekt shumë i vlefshëm për qytetin e Tiranës, dhe jo vetëm.
So since in the first meeting we had together, so it's the first chemistry, so they understood that this project has a real impact for the municipality, and they expressed their interest to participate in the project.
Pse? Sepse në një raport të Bashkimit Evropian, Shqipëria është kategorizuar si një ndotësit më të mëdhenj të mesdheut. Dhe kjo ndotje vjen nga lumenjt.
Because according to some recent international studies, it's shown that Albania is one of the countries who has the highest amount of plastic which is discharged to the sea.
Pra, ndotja që transferohet nga zonat rurale zbret nëpërmjet lanës dhe lumeve të tjerë, shkon në detin Adriatik dhe nga deti Adriatik në gjithë detin mesdhet dhe mbetet tona janë gjeneruar deri në Kroaci.
So and this is as well linked with our project. So all the waste which are generated in the upstream part of the city, so we call it Central Lana River, they just goes to the downstream part, and after that they are direct to the Adriatic Sea.
Pra ky projekt është jo thjesht i domosdoshëm, por shumë i mirë pritur për qytetin e Tiranës dhe shpresoj që këto projekte të tilla të mundsohen që të implementohen në çdo lumë të Shqipërisë, për të parandaluar sadopaktën jo thjesht ndotjen.
So yeah, this project is very important for the municipality of Tirana, and it's a good practice not only for this project, but as well from other river water basin in the country, which are exposed as well to such solutions.
Sepse duke parë mbetet që këto zona rurale sjellin drejt lumeve, janë kryesisht mbetje plastike.
Looking at considering that the waste which are part of this river is mainly plastic.
Të cilat janë aq dëmshme për detin sa në një studim që Banka Botërore ka bërë, në vitin 2050 llogaritet që peshqit nuk do hahen më për shkak të sasisë madhe të plastikës që do kenë trupin e tyre si pasojë e ngrënies nga.
And this has a tremendous impact for the seas, because we know that all this plastic which comes close to the rivers is a microplastic which has as well
Pra
can harm
një dëm jo vetëm në aspektin e specieve që jetojnë në det, por edhe në dëmin tonë si njerëz, sepse kjo plastik transportohet në shëndetin tonë.
And this can create harmful consequences not only for the marine environment but as well for the human.
Pra, si kundër thash, ky projekt është mirë pritur dhe mezi po presim që ta implementojmë në Tiranë.
And saying that is very interesting, and
dhe jemi të hapur për çdo lloj projekti të tillë që jo vetëm na ndihmon si bashki, por na bën ne si një port mburoj për çdo ndodhi që mund të transferohet nga qyteti jonë në qytete të tjera të ndet.
And they are quite happy to be part of this project because they understand the impact that such project might have to the municipality, might have as well the positive impact as well to other cities. Thank you. Thank you very much, Zim, for the brief introduction and welcoming remarks for the project. I think that all the information you shared with us are very important for our project, and we are pretty sure that all these results are in line with our priorities. Thank you. And now I want to give the speech to Vesna, who is the project manager of the project, and she can share some insight as well from her side. Thank you.
Hello. I'm here to welcome you on the behalf of the Remedies team. First of all, thank you to ITMI for hosting the 4th General Assembly here. And thank you to the Ministry of Tourism and Environment and Municipality of Tirana for supporting the implementation of one of our technologies in Albania. And also thank you to the European Commission and all the speakers, not only to raise awareness, but to inspire everyone to join the mission to restore our ocean and waters. Remedies is one of the innovation actions and one of the Mission Ocean projects. As Kesutis Saudaskis said last week at the Plastic Fantastic Hackathon, if we need to do something extraordinary in order to face the ocean challenges, and we can do this only together. This is how the Mission Ocean operates, bottom up, with local communities, cities and regions, because only together we can achieve these goals. And Remedies is doing so with developing 12 different innovative solutions. We divide them in 3 pillars: detection and monitoring, collection and valorization, and prevention and reuse of plastic from our oceans. And this is why events like this are so important, because only together we can create this change. And this is one of the ways to do it. We also have other ways to engage with stakeholders. We had the Plastic Fantastic Hackathon just recently. Right now, we have the open call for associate regions, so everyone are very welcome to apply. We also plan artistic residencies and so on. So we are here to welcome you on this journey in order to have our ocean and waters restored with this mission of ocean that we are all joining as United Europe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vesna, for the brief welcoming speech. So now we are going, so the conference is going to be as from the agenda. We're going to the first session. During the first session, we have 3 main speakers who are going to share their different perspectives of the marine leader. So the first speaker is Mr. Marcin Sadowski. He's a policy officer at the Directorate General for Maritime Affairs and Fisheries of the European Commission. He's going to share the presentation regarding the exploring the EU missions, restore our oceans and waters. So, Mr. Marcin, the floor is for you.
Thank you very much. I hope that you can hear me. If you could confirm that you can hear me, I would be... Hello?
Yes, we hear you very well. Thank you.
Thank you. It's always good to know. Then I will share my screen. And I would also like to know whether you are seeing my screen. This does not appear to be the case.
You can start.
Can you see my screen? Sorry.
Yes, just if you can full screen it so that we can have a wider. Yes, now it's okay. Thanks.
Okay. Now it's okay. So thank you very much, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I much regret not being there with you today, but this was unfortunately not possible. So I'm here to tell you a little bit about our mission, Restore Our Ocean and Waters. What is the mission? This is actually a good question. The mission is an experiment. It is something that we at the European Commission have not done before. And as such, it is evolving as we go. So it is not necessarily exactly the same as it was 2 years ago when it was launched. It comes from Horizon Europe. It is the framework program for research and innovation, and it is a new way of organizing research and innovation around these big themes, in our case, the ocean and waters. So we have this Horizon Europe part of the mission, which is about calls for proposals published in yearly work programs. But the mission also has the ambition and the need, the imperative of going beyond Horizon Europe and being a sort of federating initiative, bringing in all the relevant stakeholders of the oceans and waters and working together, building communities, synergies with other programs. So there is more to the mission than the work programs. Quickly, an overview of the mission's objectives. There are 3 main objectives. One is protecting and restoring biodiversity. The second one, of more importance to us here today, is preventing and eliminating pollution of the ocean, seas, and waters, with some specific targets that stem from other EU policies about reducing plastic litter by 50%, microplastics by 30%, and nutrient losses into the sea, chemicals, pesticides, and so on by 50%. And then the third objective is to make the blue economy carbon neutral and circular. The mission also has 2 sort of horizontal objectives that we call enablers, which are the digital ocean and waters knowledge system, and very importantly, public mobilization and engagement. This is a very important element. So just for the record, the mission, which, as I said, has the ambition of achieving results in place on the ground, or rather in the water, is structured around 4 lighthouses, which are the main sea and river basins. And in the first part of the mission, these lighthouses had sort of specializations. So the Danube basin and the Atlantic and Arctic basin were focusing mostly on the biodiversity objective. The Baltic was focused on the blue economy, and the Mediterranean was leading in the field of pollution. But obviously, all these objectives have to be realized everywhere. So we are moving away from this specialization now. However, historically, it is still there, and you can see that in the running projects. So what has been done up to now? We have published 4 work programs, 4 calls for proposals in 21, 20, well, every year, 20 projects from 21 running, 20 from projects from the year 22, 26 in preparation. They will be signed during the coming month, and most of the projects will be starting in June from the year 23. And the work program for 24 was published just last week. The deadline for submissions will be the 18th of September this year. And incidentally, this afternoon we have an information day, fully remote, on the work program for 24, which is the main reason I cannot be with you in person. But if you are free this afternoon, I invite you to join the information session and discover the next work program. So the calls for proposals that we have had, as I said, in the first phase of the mission, the Mediterranean Lighthouse was leading on plastic pollution, on pollution generally. So from the first call, which was about minimizing and remediating litter and plastic pollution, we have Remedies, which is the reason we are here today, and also a project called Sea Clear 2.0. We have, of course, the Lighthouse Coordination and Support Action, Blue Mission Med, which is coordinating and supporting activities in the Mediterranean Lighthouse. In the second year, we had a topic on minimizing chemical pollution, and from that we got iMermaid and remediation, working on monitoring and remediating chemical pollution. In 23, we had a joint call with Mission Soil about nutrient pollution in the landscape river sea system. And there are 2 projects that will be funded. The grant agreements are being finalized now, and they should be starting soon. And there are also cross-basin topics, so topics that are not were not associated with any lighthouse, but concern plastic. So from the year 21, we have Plastic Pirates Go Europe, which I understand will be present today. And then in 22, we had a topic on waste-free European rivers, and that gave us Upstream and Inspire, which I have also seen in the agenda for today. And then a topic on smart and low environmental impact fishing gear, which is, of course, also about depolluting our seas and oceans and rivers. So this is the Horizon Europe part of the mission. The yearly work programs, the calls for proposals, and the projects. And then there is the other part. So we have the mission charter, which is about this gathering together of initiatives working towards the objectives of the mission. So the mission charter is a non-binding obligation. It is meant for all stakeholders who are leading, who are executing an action, project, or whatever that has the same objectives as the mission. So it is about gaining visibility. It is about joining the community. It is about working together for the good of the mission. It is very, very broad. Actions can cover research and innovation, knowledge gathering, citizen engagement, education and training, upscaling of solutions. And so far, more than 720 actions have been pledged. 550 of those are already visible in the Mission Atlas, with a total budget of 4.8 billion euro. I should stress again that the mission does not fund charter actions. These are actions that have funding from other sources. Some of them also from the mission. There is no limitation. This is very, very open. And here on the graph, you see a breakdown of the charter actions by objective. And so a good number of actions, over 300 on pollution, with a total budget of something like 3.5 billion. So there is a lot happening there across Europe. And then we are also, so this is, the charter is open to everybody. And then we are also trying to find synergies with all kinds of other programs, European programs, for example, the European Maritime Fisheries and Aquaculture Fund. All the member states have declared the mission objectives as part of their objectives for the MFAF-funded projects. We are seeking synergies with national and regional programs, with international programs, with public and private sectors, joint undertakings, of course, the Sustainable Blue Economy Partnership, the Water Partnership are examples here. Also, philanthropists are joining the mission, and several actions concerning citizen initiatives such as EU for Ocean, Youth Ocean Ambassadors, Blue Schools, and so on. So all this is work in progress. Synergies with other programs are not easy for sort of technical reasons, but we are trying to federate all these initiatives. And then at the beginning of the mission, there was a portfolio analysis performed of projects financed by 16 other EU funding programs. This is the publication that you see on the left side of the screen. It has since been updated, and the results are presented on the dashboard, Horizon Europe dashboard. That the link is at the bottom of the screen, and in this dashboard you can search by specific topics. So the 380 are projects on the subject of pollution. Here, projects funded by the 16 funding programs that are listed here: CEF, COSME, and MFAF, Horizon Europe, Life. Excuse me. And
Mr. Martin, sorry, yeah. We have only 2 more minutes.
Yes, I'm nearly at the end. I have 2 more slides to go. So this is a breakdown of the thematic areas of this portfolio. You see most projects concern source reduction, mitigation, prevention, then monitoring and source mapping, recycling, and so on. And another thing is this was published recently, I think a few weeks ago, the Cordis results pack on ocean plastic pollution, which gives an overview of 12 projects from Horizon 2020, helping to reduce the impact of marine litter. And voila, that's all I wanted to say. The final word is that there is, since about a month, the mission implementation platform service portal of the mission, a one-stop shop where everything about the mission, all the news, all the events, all the projects, everything you want to know about the mission is or will be soon on this service portal. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Marcin. Thank you very much. Only if you can put on the camera, please, because now we have a question session. So if you can manage, because we are not able to see you. If you can stop sharing.
Fine, yes.
You can easily open the camera for questions.
I'm trying, but I can't get this window to.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so if there is any question regarding the presentation from the audience, regarding or
thank you, Marcin. It's Uros here from the National Institute of Chemistry, coordinator of Remedies. We met in Brussels and have a live discussion there. Thank you for being here with us and support. So if you're here at the beginning, we are on the demo site, which means that we are not in Brussels. We come to the point where the pain is the most obvious in terms of the pollution. So my question to you is, based on what you propose, since we are like quite now after 2 years, we're aware of the mission, how it works, and this is like not like a direction from Brussels, but it's like a back and forth with the coordinators and also with the people, and also the charter involved a lot of ideas project will also then create a new goals. So my question for you will be, since what do you think or what is the Commission position on the next phase? Since as you can heard before, we will have the demo site here, we have some technology here in Albania, but on the longer term, how for example, Western Balkans, since we are part of the two sea basins, so Danube and the Mediterranean, how can this region be like more involved in terms of the replication, so the second phase of the missions? Can you comment on that?
Well, of course, a lot of this. Can you see me now?
yes.
Is it okay? Okay. So, well, the first part of the answer is that a lot of how the region can be implicated depends on you. There is, as Vesna said, a lot of this is bottom up. If you are interested in being implicated, then you are implicated. It is about participating in mission events. It is about also suggesting to the Commission services who write the work programs what should be in those work programs. This, you could call it lobbying, which somehow carries a negative connotation, perhaps, but it is about, I mean, this is where we get our knowledge from. It is from running projects, from stakeholders, from the people who are engaged in ocean activities. So I would urge you to talk to us, to tell us what the needs are, what should be done, and so on. In terms of work programs, well, the work programs will continue. Work is now ongoing on the work program for 2025. We have to, of course, be inclusive and include all regions, and not only the Mediterranean, or not only the Adriatic, or not only the Danube, or not only anything. We have to include all the regions, all the waters, all the oceans and seas. But well, there will be, and the budget is of course limited, but there will be opportunities, and there will be opportunities to create opportunities, I think. So this participative approach is very important. I think the moderator is giving signs that I should stop talking. So.
Thank you very much, Mr. Marcin, for your contribution and for your information shared with us. I think that this information is quite useful even for the other stakeholders which are really involved now in the marine litter sector. And we are pretty sure that even Western Balkan is part of this funding scheme, and we can further work together in order to attract such funding and to implement such projects in our region. So thank you very much for your presentation. Now we move on with the second speaker, is Antonis Elefthirou from Marine Conservation Greece. He's one of the partners in the project, and he's going to speak about going with the flow of plastic records. Thank you very much. Come.
Hello. I'm trying to speak very simple. I'm not gonna say a lot of scientific things, and it's gonna be like stand-up comedy, but as you will see later, it's gonna be a stand-up drama with what's happening around. First of all, I'll tell you some things about myself. My name is Antonis Elefthirou. I'm from Greece. I'm from Mykonos Island. Have you heard about it? No? Okay. Okay, you have another idea about the island from photos or from beautiful, conversation that you have with tourists that have been there. But I have something else to show you. So whenever you see a beautiful photo that they'll give you, I want you to interact and say, it's a beautiful photo, like, and then I can see from your faces what is happening if you see something bad, okay? I study oceanography. I'm a oceanographer in Lesbos Island, which is at the north of Greece. And also Lesbos, you know it from the refugees waves in 2015. It's a beautiful island. So I studied there for 4 years. And I was quite good into the labs and the scientific work that we did there. And after, it was supposed to go to study ocean engineering, but I didn't want to spend my life into a platform searching for oil. And I went in the National University of Athens, and I studied water resources engineer. So from that time, my dream, it was always to implement technology and the science from these departments to my island. Because my island is my love. I like it like your country, and congratulations from your country, because these days that we are here and we have very good hospitality, I saw that you have very good management on your waste around Tirana, at least, because I don't think that you don't have wastes. You have, but maybe your management is good because we don't see wastes all around or plastics. You consume plastic. I saw you consumed a lot of plastic. I can see that, but maybe you have a good management on that, and congratulations on this. So after I finished, I was to work in the public sector, in the private sector, and then I created some companies, and you will understand why I did that. This is Mykonos, okay? It's a very nice photo with the windmills. It's the attraction. It's international car postal with a sea, again, very nice restaurants around, a lot of weddings happening, photo shooting there. But if you go closer, look what is happening. Maybe we don't have good management, but we consumed a lot of plastic also. We have a lot of cruise ships that approach Mykonos, and we have over-tourism. Another beautiful photo is Little Venice. Have you ever been there? Yeah? Bravo. But you know, the angle of the photographer, it's some meters slower. So if you go close, you can see the bottles at the coast. This is a beach into the port, or the central port of Mykonos. But the tourists, they used to walk close to these circumstances, close to the wastes. Is crazy how many wastes and garbage there are close to these beautiful beaches. And we spent a lot of time with the mayors and with the regional presidents there to tell them how to manage all this. But because we have 150 islands around Greece, it's everybody has a different opinion. We try to help all the time. As I told you before, I'm on the chain between research and the public authorities. I'm a connection that they can give them the option to find a solution. But we say the solution to the government, and because we are very, very, very slow, we cannot find the right timing. So right now, as you can see, we have also renewable energy. It's in Mykonos with the windmill you see behind. But if you go, you see the renewable energy generators is on the back. We have landfills, which is illegal everywhere in the island, in the most famous island in Greece. But we have then 20% of the money that we collect in Greece comes from this island, and it's happening. This destroy. Look, the illegal landfills around. The mayor called me from 2006 till now for any reason. The name Adonis is something very, for every problem they call me, because in the island there is not a lot of scientists. They work with the environment. So they call me Adonis, we have a problem with the water. We don't have water at the dams. And I tell them, why you gave so many licenses for swimming pools to the villas or to the hotels? Because we have just 4 million cubic meters of water with some estimations from 90s. So now every hotel or every villa has their own swimming pool. They consumed water from the dam that we had it for public use for the tourists or for the habitats. But now everybody has to fill the swimming pool, which is 10 meters from the sea. This is because Booking, or I don't know, the other platforms, they want to have nice photos to attract tourists, and we don't have any more water for our use. Then we have issues, Adonis. The water is smelling like geosmin. You know why? Because they consumed the water and don't have a level to stop take water from the dam, and they have a problem with the phytoplankton. There is not any more carbon, and the fish, because we have blooms of algae. So the water that we have into the dams, it's smelling, and the quality is very, very bad. Then we have wrecks that happen because we are in the middle of the way from Turkey, from Russia, from Ukraine to the rest of Mediterranean. So we have wrecks, and you know, the container ships, or they have inside a lot of plastics, a lot of things that they use it to the industry. So all the things are floating around, not only in Greece, but they go all around Mediterranean. You see here, look the age of these young people. They are young, they are kids. It's the next generation. The next generation, I think, will change the things that we research now, because they wake up and they know exactly what they do from the morning till the afternoon. You know, the kids take to the with them in the school the water, not in a plastic, but as you know, all of you give them water from the house. Why we don't do, all of us, this, and we buy from the kiosk? I think the kids will solve the problem. Here is what is happening in Mykonos is an example. Tourists, they come here to book a table to experience champagne shower. They consumed thousands of bottles. You see, the tables are full of glass, and the prices you can see on the right. The cost is in euros, not in leka. It's not leka. It's euro. It starts from 1,000 to 120,000, and they make sour and also Moët and Ton. They make also advertisement to go and make sour with champagnes. And the bad thing is that they collect the bottles to the beach to make photos. This is an attraction. And the other bad thing is that some people, they take photo that this is something that we have to be happy with this. Look how many cubics of glass it's for just for to make photo. I can't find, I can't solve this problem if you see that young people, they do these things and they consume so much glass and champagne. This is an example of a beautiful villas, and the cost is 45,000, 120,000. This is per week. Very nice accommodation, but if you go closer, you see that the wastes, the water from the swimming pools or from the wastewater treatment of their house, they are going down to the cliff and then they go to the ocean. This is me, except my other companies. I have a diving center, so I'm a diver. This is my lovely boat. You see, I love so much my boat that I have also my birthday cake is the same one on the left. So I spent my summer into the boat. I be in touch with the people, and I'm happy to be there because I give to the tourists the opportunity to introduce my country and my sea. But at the same boat, I'm so disappointing when the divers that I pay for my for the dive to see a beautiful ancient statue or ceramics or a wreck to come up with these plastics, full of plastics. My beautiful boat is filling every day that I return back to my base. And some of them, this is what Remedies helped me. They are not from, the 90% is not from Greece. These balloons, there are at the same area from different ages. I can see the production. When I go close, one is from 2004. Where was it? From 2004. The other one is brand new. The other one is from Ukraine, other one is from Bulgaria, another one is from, this is an idea that I had, and I make an implementation with Remedies. Beautiful fish. All of you like fish, but look at what we found. They go into the plastic bags, and from my experience when I did anatomy in the university, or into the stomach is plastics. More than 8 million tons of plastic are into the sea, getting into the sea every year. And 1 in 3 species of mammals is entangled in marine litter. In the seabirds, there are the 90%, they have plastic pieces in their stomach because they're curious. They go close and they want to check what it is. Maybe it's something tasty. And they have it into the stomach. And after that, we're going to have a plastic fish to eat. So my dreams are coming up and with the help of European Commission. European Commission help us, the researchers, but also because we are the connection on the chain between the researchers and the public sector or the society, help us to make our dreams true. We have get funded to think, make some ideas, work with the scientists, and make our job real. This is the wastewater treatment plant, the microplastics that comes into Mykonos wastewater treatment. Before getting to the aerobic zone, this is a plastic bin that we collected. And who is throw so many plastics into the toilet or from your when you're washing the dishes? This is full of plastics, and after it's coming our solutions. In Mykonos, I'm a demo site leader in Remedies, and we implement different technologies to help the island. So one of these is a reactor that we collect the microplastics from the wastewater treatment plant before getting to the sea again. The system that you see here, wait, is a dehumidifier. Do you know what is a dehumidifier? We collect water from the atmosphere, from the humidity, then we pass it from filters to give the ingredients of the potable water to it, and then we're gonna bottle it with another partner and give it to the people to reuse it. The bottles after, they're getting washed on dishwashing machines that they make recirculation with green walls. So the wastewater from the dishwashing machine will go around the green wall, and we treat it to recirculate it. Then you see, this is Daphne, is one of our partners from NTUA team from National Technical University of Athens. She went in for Legandros, and these people, they found one of the buoys that we implement with GPS inside to check how the trash and the marine litter goes around Aegean Sea. Here we make some monitoring to investigate the marine litter and the pieces from where they come from, the different types of it. As you can see here, one came from Ukraine. And now I know why they came from Ukraine, because Remedies helped me on that. We saw the upwelling of the cold water that comes from Russia and Ukraine when the snow melts, get into the Black Sea, and this cold water wants to go out to the Mediterranean and brings also all these light things to our sea. Here is the buoys that we throw to the rivers to test the voyage, and then to check where they get trapped. So after, I can see from the GPS where are they located. So we have photos, we do satellite imaging, and we can understand how big damage they did. On the left, it's the dehumidifier that it was supposed to play. It was a video, but it's the machine, the dehumidifier that brings water to our glass. And on the right, it's when we make some of the deploys of the buoys in north of Aegean. Yesterday, this was something that I'm very happy that in the afternoon, they sent me this email, and it was at the right time, because this is a real example. One of the biggest shipping companies in Greece, they have a foundation, is Athanasios Laskaridis. They send me, they have a very, very big boat, a huge boat called Typhoon. This boat have a lot of employees up and they clean the beaches, and is a charitable foundation. So by himself, they pay these people to collect marine litter from the beaches that are not approached from car or boat. So today is a Wednesday 24th Typhoon Project, an environmental initiative of the National Laskaridis Foundation with the objective of cleaning of non-approachable beaches in Greece. During our cleanup operation on the north part of Serifos Island, at these coordinates, we discovered 2 boxes bearing the logo of MC Greece Remedies. At your disposal for any further details, I have attached the photo with 2 boxes. They found the buoys, and now I'm happy with that because we had lose the battery and we had to lose signal from these. We know exactly where they are now, and we can understand that on this island in Serifos, there is not approachable beach to go and collect not only my buoys, but also these plastic deposits. So with this photo, I'm finished. I'm trying to tell you that we are all guests here in our seas, in our planet. So at least respect the hospitality of the island and just reduce as much as you can the plastics. And I know that you will do it, or the next generations, of course. I'm sure for that, because they have the best educations, they will do it. Thank you.
Stay with me. Maybe there's some question. Thank you very much, Antonis, for your eye-opening presentation. It was quite interesting to share some information with us. Yeah, from your presentation, we see that the marine litter has a transboundary effect. So that's why we need a cooperation between countries and regions in order to tackle all this marine litter. So if there is any question from the audience or from the online people? Questions? No questions?
Right? Okay. So thank you, Donny, for your great presentation. I think we all agreed in that. So yeah, very insightful. And I was just wondering, when you go to the municipality and you tell them, like, look, as you said, you cannot continue doing this, but they continue doing it. What's their answer? I mean, why are not they trying to stop, some of the things that, like the swimming pools and, all these illegal dump sites? Why are not they trying to put a stop at that?
Look, can you hear me? So it's not only for this issue. Every time that you're going to approach to help on a problem, I think that they don't want to go forward for political reasons. I don't think that it's money. I don't think that they don't want. But I think that they're behind are other things that has to do just with money. And many times we try to find a solution with landfills, which is illegal, and we have penalties from European Commission for that. But I think that is not mayors or regions decision, is from the government. And because of that, we find every time wall in front of us. After I did that, and I realized that I cannot find solutions with them. I don't have communication. I mean, communication I have, but I don't have a touch with them. I realized that I have to do it by myself. Because of that, I said the European funding tools are good for people that they want to do what they want without ask the help of the government or the European or the municipality.
Thank you so much, Adonis. It was a great presentation, very engaging. and we could connect, and very visual as well. Following up on the question from Javier, I would like to know, in your opinion, what tools, what measures could the European Union contribute to really shift the attitude and the practices that are going on now? Because we understand it's a sector, it's a small island, but in which way could they have more incentives? Do you think it's to the grants as the one of the open call that we're running now in Remedies? It's open, by the way, for everyone that's listening. But what other tools do you think it will be useful to be implementing and really incentivize these regions to have a shift on their practices and be more sustainable? Because in the end, they're killing the golden egg chicken if they continue on this path. There's no fish. They're becoming the whole island will be full of garbage, and at the end, people won't like going to a place like that. So it's on their interest as well.
So I think the only solution is to make to the educational part, to the educational sector, workshops and webinars to give all this all this work that we do to the young people, and after that to give them the opportunity and solve things by themselves, or at least the municipalities or these sectors, the public sectors, have people that they know about how European funding tools works. Because all these, they don't work with Europe. They just have budgets from the central government, and they don't think that they're going to be useful for them. They try to have a low budget for the work that they will do, and they don't have any funding from European Commission. This is an example that we had a partner, the municipality of Mykonos, in a European project in Hydrousa. They didn't spend €1 from the budget, and this was crazy because they don't know how to do it. And the budget, it was in their account, and they didn't touch it at all because they didn't know how to consume it and help with dissemination or with communication activities at least. So I know that this is the issue, that these people, they cannot, they don't have now the right personnel, and they cannot continue like that.
Lina, because I'm also from Greece, as you know, and I want to give also some tips to the people attending, because of course they see these images from Mykonos Island, but this is a distinct case, okay? So the tourism in Mykonos is an excessive, massive tourism that has been going on for decades, building a different type of touristic industry in Greece. So you won't find what Antonis has showcased us so far in other islands in Greece. The problem and the size, the scale of this problem is very typical in Mykonos, because as he already explained, for more than 4 decades, let's say 50 years now, the industry of tourism in Mykonos has a specific audience and targeted to people and tourists who have a great income. So all these trends and habits you won't see anywhere in Greece happening. People creating so much waste just for a selfie or taking showers with champagnes. I just wanted to explain this so you don't have the wrong image about the islands. And there are sustainable tourism destinations in Greece. This is one of the biggest problems. And I believe, Lina, that the solution is, like Adonis and other players in the area, start educating the young people so they change habits. And when they take the business from their parents, they give another identity and another direction. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Since we are running out of time, we just question. Okay.
First, I would like to congratulate about the presentation. I would like to make a question about the humidity apparatus. Microplastics and nanoplastics can be spared in the air too. Across this apparatus, have you catched pieces of, during the filtration of the humidity air, have you catch any pieces of plastic, of microplastic?
We try to clean as much as we can the filter of the dehumidifier, but till now we never found except dust because it's too windy there. I don't think that microplastic stays in the island, like we don't have bees and flies because it's too windy. We have every day more than 7 to 8 buffers. So plastics we never saw in the filter of the dehumidifier, but it's a good idea to send the filter before I clean it for a test for microplastics to one of our partners to check for this contaminants. It's a good idea.
Here we have made some experiments about the wine, the quality, and we have catched in the filter air filters, we have catch pieces of microplastics. The catch of nanoplastics is a little bit difficult because there is not the technology here. But this is why I make the questions. Maybe we can study this at this.
We can analyze
understand
the deposit
this
of.
point of view. Yes.
It's a very good idea to do it in one of our labs and to make the analysis of the dust that is collected by the filter and check if there is microplastics. I'll be in contact with my partners and we'll do it. Thank you for the question.
Thank you very much, Antonis, for your nice presentation and checking the presentation as well. This all these findings can be useful as well for Albania, since recently we have a very quite massive tourism, and we can prevent now. We can learn from Greece, so we don't need to, after 40 years, to come up with such, let's say, amount of waste. So it's a lesson learned as well for us, so we can take action now in order to have a more sustainable tourism and not having over tourism, and which is not sustainable. Thank you very much. Now we have the next speaker is Mr. Gert Evert, coordinator of the Inspire projects from Flanders Marine Institute from Belgium. He is going to share with us a presentation regarding innovation solutions for plastic-free European rivers. So, Mr. Gert, it's your
Yes, hello,
floor
can
for
you hear me?
presentation. Thank you.
I need to change the presentation mode, I assume. Can you see me in my presentation?
We cannot see you. Maybe you can put on the camera. Yes, now we can see you.
Yeah, you can see me. I will try to share again. One moment. Can you see my presentation?
Yes, now we can see it. Yes,
It's full screen?
yes, it's full screen. Thank you.
Okay, great. So thank you very much for having me. I'm Gert Everaert of the Flanders Marine Institute, and I'm a coordinator of the Mission Europe Inspire project. This project is entitled Innovative Solutions for Plastic-Free European Rivers. Inspire is a 4-year mission project, and the project aims to contribute to the drastic reduction of...
Mr. Gert, we cannot hear you quite well. Maybe your sound is not, or microphone.
Okay. It's better now? I will speak
Yes,
up a bit.
now it's fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
So in this project, we go for the drastic reduction of litter and macro and microplastics in European rivers. And as such, we will contribute to the mission by restore our oceans and waters by 2030. So as such, we will contribute to the reduction by at least of 50% of the plastic litter and a reduction of at least 30% of microplastics as introduced earlier. The consortium itself consists of 3 main people and profiles. So we have scientists and researchers, we have entrepreneurs and startups, and we have leaders of the impact-driven associations. So the scientists and the researchers are there to ensure that the results obtained from INSPIRE are scientifically robust. Then we have the entrepreneurs and the companies to provide technologies that will be tested. These people provide solutions that will be tested. And then we have the impact-driven associations that will assist us in reaching out to local stakeholders and citizens. And you will see throughout my presentation that currently we're very much in this phase of interacting with the local stakeholders to make sure that we are able to test our solutions. So in total, we have 26 partners in this project from 15 countries. And what we will do in this project is, first of all, we will find innovative solutions and we will test them. So we will test them into the field. And while testing, we will also measure and quantify the results. So how efficient are the solutions that we offer within INSPIRE? How efficient are these to achieve the ambitions of the European mission? Then, based on what we obtain, we will optimize these solutions, we will replicate these solutions, and then scale up and engage with new users. The unique point of INSPIRE is that we work with our holistic DCP concept, where DCP stands for detection, collection, and prevention. When I'm speaking to people, we will solve the plastic issue. A lot of people immediately go towards option 2 here, the collection. These are typically end-of-pipe solutions that try to remove litter when it is, and plastic when it is in the water. In our opinion, at that stage, it's already too late. The first step we should always try to do is to do the prevention, so the bullet treatment. So we should avoid plastic to come into the water, since each particle that is not entering the water should not be removed. So that's why we have collection and prevention. And in order to have scientific robust results, we need a proper detection. So we try to quantify the basic pollution levels at the different locations. I will come to that where we will operational. So we will test we will quantify the basic pollution levels, then we will test our solutions, and we will be able to assess the impact of the solutions tested. Now, this is a quite complex thing to align all these things, to align the detection, the collection, the prevention cluster, because each use case that is present in the INSPIRE project has its own particularities. So there is a certain pollution problem that we have in a certain use case, and then the solutions being tested should be tailored towards the local problems that we have. And in order to do so, we make for each use case action plans. And these action plans, we can make them in theory, and of course we discussed a lot amongst the companies and amongst the scientists, but what's truly important is that we also go and speak with the local stakeholders, because in the end it will be them that will need to apply and deploy our solutions. So currently in INSPIRE, we're very much in this phase. So we are developing these action plans in collaboration with the local stakeholders. Now, what I didn't present you yet is, of course, the solutions that we have. And I'm filling the screen here with our 20 elements. So we have clustered them again, according to detection, collection, and prevention. And in order to detect the plastic, we focus on meso and macro litter and on micro litter. So the meso and macro litter, there we will focus and you make use of camera-based observations. We will make use of drone-based observations, and we will also work further on the GRC floating litter monitoring app and the European Environmental Agency Marine Litter Watch app. In terms of the microplastic, we will work based on state-of-the-art protocols that we've developed in earlier projects, such as the Ferrybox, the Mantanet, and the Grab sampler. And all these technologies will allow us to quantify the basic pollution levels at the rivers and the riverbanks. Then in the collection cluster, there we also test several solutions, and these solutions could be seen as what I called previously these end-of-pipe solutions. So once there is plastic inside the water at a certain hotspot location, we need to remove it. And we will test 7 of these technologies, going from the Archimedean drum screw, then the fish-friendly litter net to remove plastic from the sediments, the river cleaning system, together with the clean trash collection case, will be tested. We have the surcleaner system, Patje Plastic, in the port of Antwerp, and also litter removal with citizen engagement. So people will actually do cleaning. Then we have quite some prevention techniques, and there these are mainly filtering techniques. So, for example, in wastewater treatment plants, but also in marinas, where there's like potential sources of plastic that will, in the end, go towards our rivers. So we try to filter these plastics out of the water. So we have a system that focuses on tire particles. We have a system that focuses on very tiny particles in wastewater treatment plants. We have a system that's also a filtering technique also for wastewater treatment plants. And then in the end, we have a photocatalytic reactor that will assess to what extent that the particles being collected can be further degraded. Then in terms of true prevention solutions, we will test mulching films and greenhouse films to what extent that the alternatives provided release less plastic than conventional mulching films. We will test coating of paper cups and dishes, coating for food preservation applications. We'll do cosmetic formulations without packaging and zero waste supply chain. So this is an overview of all the solutions that will be tested within our project. Of course, we won't test them all at all locations, so that's why we came up with use cases, and these use cases are depicted here in this map. So in blue you have the river use cases. So we will be operational. That starts from the west. We will be operational in the Douro in Portugal, in the Scheldt in Belgium, and the River Rhine in the Netherlands. So that will be mainly in the port of Rotterdam. And then if I move towards the south, there we are operational in the River Po. We will be operational in the wastewater treatment plant in the Kaminska River in Slovenia and in the Danube River in Romania. You also see the dark green demo sites. These are the demo sites that are dedicated to the prevention things and the circular solution solutions that will be tested. So this is in Serbia, in Greece, and in Austria that we will have these demo sites. In the end, when we, after having tested all these solutions at all these locations, this will be integrated in one modular master plan. And then we aim to lay down this master plan at the European Commission. And then we hope that based on this, the solutions being tested in Inspire and their optimizations will be further replicated across other rivers in Europe, also additional to the ones where we have tested the solutions. So the main outcomes and objectives of Inspire is this master plan. Yeah? And in this master plan, we see three main elements. So one of the main elements is that we have models. These models will allow us to assess and quantify the impact of a solution once it is deployed and applied in a certain river or river basin, so that we can actually quantify the expected impact on beforehand, even before the solution is being tested. We will develop a database of technologies and actions that map all these possible technologies. And in the end, of course, we will have a decision-making tool to identify the most appropriate inspired solution. Because what I've said also in the beginning is each use case and each location has its own particular problem. And there's no one fit all solution. So you always need to go back to what's the actual problem at a certain location. And then based on this decision-making tool, it will be able to select the right solution for that case. Then currently in the project, we are in the preparation phase. So this is maybe a bit a complex figure. So it has quite some circles. So we go from the red towards the green. And there's also a timeline attached to it. So we have 48 months in the project. And what you can see from this graph is that from month 0 to month 12, so that's approximately a past year in the Inspire project, we have invested a lot of time in preparation. So we're setting up protocols and procedures to make sure that we are able to actually quantify the effect of the solution, so that we are sure that what we obtain is scientifically proof, so that the assessments later on will go in an efficient way. Now, from month 12, so as we speak, we're making the shift from this preparation phase, which is almost done, towards application and implementation. So then we will really go into the field, deploy systems, test prevention solutions, and actually do the field work. And then in the last stage, and I will also come back to that, we have a replication stage. So we have a financial support scheme to third parties where we aim to replicate and that also other associated regions can test some of these solutions that we are proposing here. And then in the very end, we will distill everything. So we will come towards our modular master plan. What you can see in this maybe strangely shaped things, so the different use cases, so there's mainly ovals, etc. That is that each use case has tasks in the preparation phase, each use case has tasks in the application and implementation phase, etc. Sometimes there's overlap because one solution is being tested at multiple locations. But what's important here, and I really try to convince my partners of it, is that the quality that we obtain in the preparation phase is instrumental to also the quality that we will have later on in the project. So if we do the preparation phase in a good way and we invest quite some time in it, then also the outcomes obtained in the application, the replication, the distillation phase will be of good quality. So that's what I'm trying to make people aware. Okay, sufficient theory. That's now I will go towards what we actually currently doing. Yeah, so we past 12 months we have, as said, we have been working on the preparation to have good foundations for robust results. We have been developing an entire series of protocols that we can rely on. We have been giving workshops to people to explain them on how to observe plastics, on what different steps they need to go through in the labs. And of course, this can be a bit boring, but in the end, it's important to have these documents to rely on. In case there are questions, people can always fall back on these documents. And of course, these documents are also being presented to the people in workshops. And now we're going from this preparation phase, so as I just said, towards the implementation. And there we have a lot of stakeholder meetings to make the theoretical ideas that we have written down, to make them really operational into the field. So we have different demo sites and use cases, as I've just said. So what we're doing in all these use cases is that we go to the local partners. For example, in the Skelt in Belgium, there we have meetings with the citizen council. We have meetings with the local groceries. We have meetings with companies there. So we are, yeah, that takes a lot of time, but it's also a very important aspect of the project. The same holds true for the other demo cases, like for example, the River Po. So our colleagues of CNR are taking the lead. In the Douro in Portugal, it's our colleagues of CIMAR who are in contact with the local marina to make sure that everything settles down in the field. The NUP in Romania, there it's our colleagues of the Romanian Water Association that will guide us towards suitable locations. And in the Netherlands, it's our colleagues of Noria who do the same and have very good contacts with the port of Rotterdam. Last week we were, for example, for the sixth use case, we were in Slovenia. So there we were at the wastewater treatment plant of Domzao to really see how is this wastewater treatment plant being operationalized, and how can we, with the theoretical approach we have in mind, how can we really apply it into the field. And it's really nice to see what momentum can be created in a meeting of only two hours. So everyone was there, physically present. It was a very nice discussion that we have. So I can recommend everyone to do these stakeholder meetings, to make these really concrete. And also in Belgium, for example, we have requested ship time. So the first samples have been taken already and are currently being analyzed in our labs to be able to quantify the basic pollution levels. So, and that's important, to be able to quantify the impact of the solutions that we will test. So the next stop that we have in Inspire is our General Assembly. So we will come there with all partners. It's in 3 weeks from here. I'm very much looking forward to that, to see all the progress that the partners have been making, and also to see the next steps in the project. We see a lot of synergies with other European mission projects, such as Prep for Blue and the Otters project, but also our sister projects such as Remedies and Upstream. We're very happy to exchange thoughts and ideas. Now, what I think maybe most important for the people there around the table is that we will also have a financial support to third parties scheme, as there is one also in Remedies that is apparently currently open. So there's an open call where we aim to replicate the solutions being tested in Inspire. So the aim here is to boost the deployment of the technologies and actions for the detection, collection, and prevention. And we will launch the open call very soon. It will be in June this year. It will be open until the end of November, and the aim is to start with the project in June 25. So it will take a while, and we're currently drafting all the final documents, doing all the administration to make this happening. In terms of associated regions, I can tell you that, for example, Albania for sure will be eligible because we have no partner from Albania. So I know that I have some colleagues from the Inspire project there. I've seen people of University of Maribor and of the Exit Festival. So please go to these people, speak to them, and ask what's possible. Good. Then my final slide is that's what you could take home from my presentation is that in Inspire, we will develop, implement, test, and validate methodologies and solutions to fight against the pollution of the rivers. To do so, we have a nice consortium of 26 partners, 15 countries, and we will test 20 different technologies. And based on all the experience and all the insights gained, we will develop this master plan. We will also establish a good strategy for community engagement and stakeholder engagement. Thank you for your attention. I'm very happy to answer any questions from your side.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gert, for your presentation. I think Inspire as well is a very interesting project, and I think as well we partners from Albania can participate in the open call, and this can be important for the municipalities or for the NGOs in Albania who wants to replicate such good practices in the country. So thank you very much for your presentation. And now we are at the end of the first session. I think we had, I don't know if there is any question for Mr. Gert, or you have more questions.
Thank you, Gert. I have like more general questions since we have a delay in remedies because of the reason is climate change. So the rivers are not there because the water is not there. So we have huge extremes now in the flows from the river. Do you have any thoughts about that? Did it Inspire or other projects included this in their way of thinking, you know, the solutions and so on? So it's
Yes, we have included in the risks of the project, and as I said last week, we were in Domzale, in the wastewater treatment plant, and there they also go from the one extreme to the other. So they go from extreme drought in summer when the river is actually not flowing, towards the inundations that there were a few months ago. So yes, we also need to tackle that, and that's the local knowledge and the knowledge that there is with the local stakeholders that you need to use in order to tackle that.
Any other question? So no more questions. So thank you very much, Mr. Gert, for your presentation. Now I want to finish the first session or presentation. I think I want to thank you, every speaker, for sharing a very useful presentation and information with us. I think they are very useful, and I think we'll have much more interesting actions in the future. So now we are going to the second session, and the moderator for the second session will be Uroš, the coordinator of the Remedies project. So I want to give the floor to him so he can now start for the second session. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Yes, it's a great intro. You see now the perspective from the Commission, like from the bigger view. But now we also will go to the point, to the local. I'm happy that we have policy representatives from Albania here, NGOs, and so on. So now we will discuss issues which are related to the closed environment here. So I will first invite all the speakers to the stage. Let me please introduce first is Nicola Rubini. He's a partner of Remedies. And he will be deploying technology here, his company. Applause. Then we have from the Ministry of Tourism and Environment from Albania, Andrita Mucha. Then we have Julka Sela from German Agency for International Cooperation. We have Professor Laura Giuli from University of Tirana. I will have you last one. So we also have online. Philip, are you there?
Yes,
from
I'm there.
Plastic Pirates. Okay, perfect. Put your camera so we can see you. Okay, so now we can just switch to the videos. I will not need the slides anymore. Okay, and the last one is of course our moderator, Mavis Luga, and also the partner of Remedies. here. They will first have their opening statement. At the end, they will also be open for the questions. So I'll be like, as a moderator, try to be really looking at you and try to bring the ideas or the questions from you that these specialists in the panel can answer. So let's start. So I asked them first to present their opening statement. So first I will ask a representative from the ministry to share some thoughts about the policies. You can come here or you can have it, you can be there also. So it's up to you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Endrita Mucha. I'm head of sector of circular economy, 3R, and environment education. Thank you for your invitation. I think that the protection of the seas from the plastic is also a challenge from the Ministry of Tourism and Environment considering the great development of this year for the development of tourism here in Albania, these recent years. The ministry has initiatives and focuses on policies that cooperation with many other actors like NGOs to prevent and many other municipality and other actors to prevent the environmental pollution, waste management, reducing the negative impact of the waste, especially plastic that has in environment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We will come back with a question for you. Or do you think?
So just we have the we can start with the presentations because Endrita has a presentation.
If you want, I can make the presentation. Yes.
Yes, then please do the presentation and
Okay. I will introduce you some achievements of Ministry of Tourism of Environment during 2022 and 2023. Our priorities are focused in the circular economy. Under the new structure of the Ministry of Tourism is now 1 year that dedicated directorate under the ministry is established with 2 sectors, one of which is the deal for 3R and the educational environment with the vision of recycle, reuse, and reduction of waste. The introduction of the circular economy concept in Albania for the first time and the identification of the roadmap, it is to achievement as well as the transition from the linear economy to the circular economy are being elaborated. Our national strategy on integrated waste management and the national action plan have formulated ambitious objectives for this circular economy to be developed in Albania. Integrated waste management has aspects of circular economy such as extended producer responsibility, green procurement, and waste prevention are considered on this strategic document. The main pillars of our work for circular economy are investments on the integrated waste management for Kukës and Gjirokastra Vlorë South districts, establishment of composting of 5 centers in 5 municipality composting centers, implementation of a national program of environmental education that is very important for us to educate the young people for this circular economy, for this concept, and to reduce, reuse, and recycle all the waste they use. This agreement is between Ministry of Tourism and Environment, Ministry of Education and Sports with the help of UNICEF, and grounded by the National Agency of Protected Areas and the General Director of Education in Municipality of Tirana. The 3R programs to reduce, reuse, and recycle will be is being introduced in the 47 schools in the territory in Municipality of Tirana. For the first time, we have the law on extended producer responsibility, which is being drafted. It's drafted already because there is lapses. It has to be presented in 2023, but the producer and all the actors that are in touch with this law, they want more time to understand this law and to implement this law, because it is a little bit difficult for Albania to accept and to do the measures of the extended producer responsibility. Of course, our program of prevention was, and the enforcement of the document of the prohibition of the single-use plastic bags under 17 micron size in force since June 2022 is pursued by the task force established by the Prime Minister order, and it's being monitored on a weekly basis and will continue to be priority for this year as well. I think this is a very good document for prevention of the plastic especially in the seas. The national cleaning program started in the end of 2021 is operational and going on in full scale in 12 districts of the country closes, followed up by the coordinated with the Ministry of Tourism and Environment. And this is monitoring weekly since summer 2022. Two major projects have started. IPA 3, EU for Circular Economy and Green Growth, is the transposition and implementation of the waste. Presentation of EPR laws and concrete performance measure for its implementation in the ground are essential for this component. EPR system is to be built for specific waste streams. We have only 4 streams for the moment. And another project is the World Bank Albania Clean and Resilient Environment for Blue Seas project. And the main objectives here are to reduce pollution from land-based sources into the aquatic environment in the selected areas of southwest coastal belt of Albania, and promote the integrated and circular approaches to solid waste management. This is overall what we have done till now. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I see that you use the GERTS approach: prevention, monitoring, and detect. Maybe detect is something that's missing. So let's continue with synergetical view from Ilka Sela from German Agency for International Cooperation. They're also cooperating with the ministry. So please.
Thank you very much. So can you hear me? Okay. First of all, thank you, Mavis, for this invitation. I'm really honored to be here. All the presentations that we heard in the first session were indeed emphasizing the same problem that we have gathered to tackle here, marine litter. And on our side, we speak mostly about prevention. So my name is Ilka Sela. I have a background in economics and public management. I'm also a PhD candidate on international economic relations and management. But I've been working actually with GIZ since 7+ years now, to be precise. And I've worked in different programs. So programs dealing with agriculture, programs dealing with water, wastewater management, energy efficiency, but constantly, instantly also working on waste and solid waste management. And it always got my attention. It was really an interesting sector. It's something that it's a matter of perspective how you see it. And I remember when I was once in a conference that nobody cares about waste, but if you forget and throw a diamond in the bin, would you care for it? Yes, of course, people would most likely care for it. Marine litter is a major problem, and studies show so. Also in the first sessions, we saw some data there from the presenter from Greece, Mr. Antonios. It was really an impressive presentation. But studies also show that 80% of marine litter, which is compound, 90% of it is plastic. 80% of marine litter comes from inland sources. So, because some might argue, you know, fishermen, they're in the sea, they are fishing, they're a net stuck and they throw the nets. It's maritime activity, it's only 20%. So we really have to look at our actions and to try to do something to resolve them. So the main, there have been some of these scouting missions in the seashores and also along the rivers. And the main plastic items found are single-use plastic. So in our program, we are really trying to tackle those. Basically, the name of the program is Integrated Waste Management and Marine Litter Prevention in Western Balkans. We have a saying in our program that marine litter has no border, knows no border. We could see that it traveled from Ukraine to Greece. Also a couple of years ago, former president in Croatia, Ms. Kitarovic, she was complaining, oh, Albanian packaging, Albanian labeling, plastic packaging. So it really knows no borders. And on our side, it has been like as a mission for our program, which is funded by the German Ministry for Economic Development and implemented by GIZ. It has been a mission to tackle this issue on the regional level, on the national level, in cooperation, close cooperation with public sector. In this case, yes, the Ministry of Tourism and Environment is our main political partner, but also in close cooperation with private sector. So not only this top-down approach, but also this down-top approach. And we rely a lot, yes, we saw several times here the kids doing these cleanup campaigns. And we also believe in this program that they are the change makers and the game changers. Therefore, we have been working closely with them. And right now we are focusing mainly on social media. So I more or less tackled all the topics that were there. The extended producer responsibility, yes, we stand alongside the ministry to further this process. Regional exchange, we offer twice a year the opportunity of policymakers together in one of the 4 partner countries, which are Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kosovo, and Montenegro. In one of these countries, partner countries of the program, we give the opportunity to our partners together and discuss on marine litter. And yes, I mentioned single-use plastic and private sector. Last but not least, there is a lot of data missing, lack of data when it comes to marine litter. And I know that this makes it very hard for policymakers to make the right policies and to take the right decisions. So we are using a methodology that was also initiated by GIZ, waste flow diagram, also in cooperation with some universities in Netherlands and in Germany. And we oversee by inserting secondary data, but also observing from primary data sources in the rivers to see the macroplastics. We make an assessment of some scenarios, what happens to plastic waste that escapes the system. So it's out of the management from the municipality. I'll stop here from now, and in case you have further questions, I'm happy to respond. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, she informed me that she has to leave early, so I already give you the options to ask her some questions. But before, so I'm really impressed. So basically, it's as we all figure it out, also now that we are here, okay, we're doing the same stuff and so on. How can we be more, connected? So as Remedies, we will definitely leave some footprints here, also maybe in the region, also inspire others. So we really want to promote. So maybe it's the way how do you see that project as a Remedies or this type of event should be like beneficial to the person or the kid here. And then we are happy to help and mobilize all the partners.
Thank you very much for that question. So I have been, first of all, in this regional exchange meetings, we invited Mavis, but he was busy and he couldn't come.
Was busy with Remedies.
So we were doing the same job in two different locations. Actually, we believe that we can only achieve great things if we cooperate together. We are not competing with each other. And this has to be made clear. I've worked for several years with donor coordination unit that now stands strongly on the side of the government. And really, really, it's very important that we look for these synergies and that we avoid the overlappings. We should preserve these resources that we have at hand and our time and our energy and the money being invested in such initiatives, the same way we have to preserve and restore the natural resources and the water environment, marine environment. I've been following closely actually the activities of Remedies, and particularly in Albania. We also had a meeting with Mavis, and it was interesting that two major things I saw that we could cooperate closely. So one was the thing that I mentioned last, which is this waste flow diagram. Us on our side, we are focused on collecting data, but also on the side of Remedies, you are concerned with data collection. And I heard that you have already collected some input, particularly from Municipality of Durrës, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, in Durrës.
Okay. And us, we have done this experiment in several municipalities because we are a regional program, but there are also some other good programs in GIZ. The representative of Municipality of Tirana mentioned at his opening statement Circular City Lab, which is a recent program in cooperation with GIZ, or Circular Economy, which is another very big program that is in cooperation with EU. And we had also some other EU intervention mentioned at the first part of presentation. So data collection is very important for us. I know that the Albanian government is part of this on the frame of Barcelona Convention and UNEP MAP, Mediterranean Action Plan. They have to do this yearly reporting. In the past, we as GIZ have supported with this reporting, specifically with Barcelona Convention Protocol and Land-Based Sources Protocol. And I was happy to hear that also Mavis has, through Remedies, has started this, has continued this support in terms of this reporting, which is important. So data collection, I definitely see a synergy that we could exchange. We could improve our models, our scenarios to see what is the plastic presence, particularly in Albania, but why not also beyond Albania? Because I know that you are also active in Montenegro. And second, yes, social media awareness, awareness. We were also discussing yesterday with Endrita on the side of the ministry that we are trying to tackle this issue in a multi-level approach, but definitely I kind of invite you to check the ministry Instagram and Facebook page, the Ministry of Tourism and Environment. And we had recently a competition for young people. They provided us with some really good videos. They are very creative. They understand the issue and we were very happy about it. The competition is open. I don't want to spoil these videos, but I invite you to check on these videos. Even if you are not an Albanian speaking person, they give the message even without listening to the words. And it's really impressive. So we could also find a synergy in this point.
Thank you. Please microphone. There's a question. Okay, just to.
I know you have to leave, so I'll be quick, okay? My name is Anna Maria. I come from Remedies and Inspire Project. So basically, under the Remedies project, we have started to work on the river here. And also because Albania is not one of the partners in Inspire project, we could basically upgrade the work with the open calls. Maybe have a maybe more holistic way of getting the data, like Nicola said yesterday, upgrading the system with the cameras, with the artificial intelligence, so no manpower will be needed there, or other options. But if maybe we'll exchange the contact, we can write an email. But I have one question for you.
My business card is right here.
Yeah, thanks. How much do you think it makes sense to deal with marine litter in Albania until the waste solid management is like figured out?
That's a great question. That's a great question. You know why? Because when I mentioned the full title of the program, we usually say marine litter prevention, but really it's about prevention. And for prevention, we can start, as I said, tackling the problem in a multi-level perspective. So people, of course, ask us, have you ever worked in the government or have you ever dealt with the government? You do know, everybody knows that for transparency reasons, processes take time, okay? But we cannot wait until the processes are finalized so that we can take actions and that we can kind of look for some solutions. Integrated waste management, and I use the word integrated here, yeah, because it's very important. And moving also from linear economy to circular economy that was mentioned earlier, it is a priority for Albania. I guess the ministry can say more, but what I see since I started working in 2016 with the donors, and my first time in a meeting, in a donor meeting, when I heard about the problems of waste management in Albania, I was terrified. I can tell you, I was coming just from a university to a room full of officials. They had the money, they had the power and everything, and they couldn't address it. I was terrified. And the photos, the pictures, what we saw for Mykonos, I was telling to the colleagues, I've seen much worse. And I have. But recently, yes, we are being challenged by tourism. That is a sector that is expanding and thriving. But I don't know if you have visited Albania 10 or 15 or 20 years ago, but the progress is remarkable. I will say that. Are there deficiencies? Yes. Are there things we could have done better? Yes. Are there things we learned from and that we are going to do better? That remains on the side of the government to say. But on our behalf, like on the GIZ side, I can assure you that when we cooperated with the municipalities, like 7 years ago, the integrated waste management concept was not even there. So we drafted a strategic plan for this thing, and which has led to a law on waste management that is currently being revised, and which has opened the door for the other donors to complement with other legal framework. Last, I will just give a parallel example why I think this is important to also have legal framework. Sorry to take so much time, but energy efficiency, all cool, solar energy are cool, but before 2018, it was illegal in Albania to put solar power plants. It was illegal. So the government could come to your house and say you are a thief. So you need the legal framework there so that you can do some proper things, and it requires time. I know we are longing also and waiting and pushing donors on our side, municipal level on their side, and governmental level on their side. Of course, since data is needed for this informed decision making, universities are also important, NGOs are also important, but last and not least, and I think it's the most important thing, awareness. Awareness, it takes 5 years to change behavior, so consistent awareness raising towards changing behavior is very, very important. Thank you.
Thank you. I think this deserves applause, right? It's before you leave, so as Remedies, as a coordinator, I have option to give you the advisory board member. So this means that you can have all the meetings of Remedies. You can also support us, and we are very happy that if we are visiting here now, Albania, Tirana, that we will have also more power, not just Mavis, and then maybe you can shift the responsibility of Remedies so we can also be more locally engaged. So thank you so much. So if there's any more questions for her, otherwise she left the card, so please take it. So thank you so much. And let's give the now the floor to Laura. She's from the university. I think it was a very good intro for your.
Can I speak with this?
Yes. Just turn it on. It's below.
Thank you, everybody. It's a pleasure coming here together with Slovenia, Germany, Italy, and many other states. University of Durrës has done a great job about plastic pollution. I have a presentation. I have also a video that this is the presentation. This is my best friend, Irina Colitare. She brings me there. The situation about the Isham River and there is Erzena River. Let's see. Here is the scientific work that is in Albania now. The university, Baku University, come in Albania, and coordinator is University of Durrës, and also the University of Albania, that is Alexander Mosiu University. I am lectured there, and as you see, are also 3 Albanian let's say universities: UAMD, University of Tirana, Agricultural University of Tirana, and also Baku, and one non-profit organization, River Cleanup from Belgium. Our goal is, the crucial aim is of this project is to measure before and after Tirana River and next to Delta to clarify what the main input pathways for microplastic in our area are. It's very important to study the Isham River. The Isham River is the most polluted river in Europe. Here is the situation, is the case of study. I take in my data this article. Here we are with our students. They have done a great job, and the highlights of this project: marine litter on the Albanian coastline, baseline information for improved management. Is very important to see these highlights. Beach litter surveys represent a fundamental tool for monitoring marine litter pollution. Artificial polymer materials account the majority of marine litter found in. Okay, thank you. Found it in 65%. Let's say single-use plastic items have a large fraction, and the cigarette butts are full. Our beaches are full of cigarette butts, and the majority of marine litter items origin from land-based sources. I think my voice is good. I can use this. It's problem because it's a fraction. Okay. Let's go. The situation that we did, the assessment of the amount, composition, and sources of marine litter on Albanian beaches, and obtain valuable insight of baseline information on marine litter deposits on the beach of Albania, and the situation about the 5 studied beaches. As you see, Delani Bridge, Apollonia, Galam, Ilaria, and Champietre Beach, that is marine litter area protected. As you see from the map, the situation about the futures of this site is surveys beaches. In the situation, we have semi-urban, urban, semi-urban beaches, and also semi-rural beaches. As you see, the situation, it is about the methodology that we use as using Defishger methodology. And we studied 10 beaches. That is the situation about data and the methodology from Thomas Flagugiani that helped us to begin this project voluntary. The situation about the, let's say, the density later, as you see, the situation more is we find in Champietri. The situation is the dirtiest beach is Champietri, even it is a marine area protected. Here is the situation that we see comparing with our with other beaches. As you see, Albania has, let's say, a good situation, not so bad as seeing the Japan or others item that we see about this project. As you see the situation, it is, let's say, clean and very clean beaches in Albania. About beach litter composition, you can say that artificial polymer materials are the majority, and also glass or ceramics are in the second place. As you see about the items, we can see that glass and ceramic fragment are the majority, but comparing with the artificial polymer materials are the majority, but seeing the items, we can say that cigarette butts and filter are the most, then are drink bottles that are in two forms, 0.5 liter, and then the other small plastic bags, and also, let's say, plastic caps. That is the situation. This is about single-use plastic. 48% are on this part, and this is not good. Seeing the situation about the beaches, as you see, Champietri is the most polluted area, even it is with single-use plastic, even it is in the marine protected areas. The situation about, let's say, sources of marine litter, as you see from this graphic, the most is tourism-related items that are dirtying our beaches. The situation about cluster, here are some clusters. It's a problem, I think, about the graphics. Okay, I think there are some problems with the graphics. Why not? I don't understand. Okay, it's working. It's working. Here's the situation about the mouth of the Isham River. We are focused in this river, especially. As you see, the situation is very hard. In the Erzan River and in Isham River, the situation is not good. Mouth Bodula beaches is the most polluted area, as we have measured. The situation about, I think it's a problem with the graphic. Okay, as you say, the items, the most polluted part or items you can see is drink bottles, then are clean bottles containers, then are plastic caps and caps lids, and also shoes, flip-flops, we can find a lot, and that is more problem is medical, pharmaceutical containers tubes we find in the Isham River at the mouth. This is not very good, seeing the situation about this river. There is the situation in Likmeta. As you see, drink bottles are the most part of items, and polystyrene pieces also. The situation about Godula beach, that is another part of the mouth of the Isham, in the same situation, but I will to emphasize that cleaner bottles and containers are also in the second or third place. Seeing the situation about the single-use plastic, as you see, we use a lot. We Albanian people use a lot single-use plastic item, and that is not good. Seeing the situation about river and litter sources, you can see that the most part is shoreline, tourism, and recreational related items. In conclusion, you can say that the situation is not so good seeing the Isham River, but we have data. It is very important to have data, and now we can action seeing the situation. We want to thank you very much, CEO of River Cleanup, Thomas de Groot, that help us to do all these actions. This is the recommendation: clean with people and technology, educate with schools and university, transform companies and government. And we are doing all this, seeing the data. Also, we have so much volunteers. As you see, the numbers is 7,000 and 50,000. There are so much, let's say 8,000 people are volunteering in Durrës area that are mostly students and high school students. Also, we have so much school, 20 schools that are working, and they have collect now 15,000, let's say, plastic bottles from their homes. These are the final data. Also, we have 70 private companies that are educated with us because they are working with the kids. They are working with the students because they are financing this let's say cleaning ups. They are financing this march that we are doing in the middle of the streets of Durrës and Tirana. Also, we have planted 1,000 planted trees. Also, we have 3 municipalities that are working with us, especially Durrës. Durrës municipality is the best municipality of Albania because she is doing education with the kids and with the students. The situation of the Mount Isham, I want to tell you also a video. It's very important to see the hope and the face that come from the children. Is there? We have a video and we'll finish everything. Thank you.
So just it will not be like quiet. So you know, in the bio when she sent to us for the preparation, it was the picture of her, and the title below the picture was Riverine Plastic Warrior. So now you can know why. So it's really so. But I think the powerful personal or the influencers are very important to make the change. Definitely the people-based cleanup in this that much of trash. This is also what we're talking remedies cannot be done just.
Albania, but it's the message is full.
Thank you.
Male, kodra, fusha, dete lumej e vishenë. Por shpesh, të ne nuk tregohet kujdesi I duhur për këtë pasuri. Është koha që kjo të ndryshojë. Lumi I Ishëm është më I ndotur në Europë nga mbetjet plastike. Deri një shqiptare, si ambasadorja më e mirë e ndryshimit dhe paqes, në një vit punë intensive për 12 aksionesh, me lëvizje River Cleanup Albania, largoi 6.700 kg mbetje të ngurta. Kryesisht plastik, me 952 vullnetarësh në bashkëpunim me universitetet, shkollat, qeverinë dhe kompanitë private. Në vitin e dytë të aktivitetit të saj, ne, River Cleanup Albania, duam të harmonizojmë lidhjet mes banorëve të zonave pranishme, shkollave dhe universiteteve, kompanive private dhe qeverisjes, për të realizuar pastrim, edukim, transformim, si dhe për të rikthyer lumin ato çfarë është marrë, për të mbrojtur kepin e radonit dhe detin Adriatik si pjesë të ekosistemit të mesdheu, qytetarëve, qeverisjes vendore e qendrore, firmave private, udhëtojnë thirrje për të qenë patriot e naturdashës dhe për ta mbështetur nismën e Remedies. Bashkohuni me River Cleanup Albania për një lëvizje vullnetare, për një mision fisnik, të fitojmë kauzën për të pastruar lumin më të ndotur në Evropë, lumin Ishëm. Deti Adriatik është yni, kepi Rodonit apo kepi Skënderbeut është yni. Le të bashkojmë duart për të shpëtuar ato nga ndotjet plastike që sjell lumi prej zonave urbane. ti bashkohemi kauzës së rivërti nga Albania.
These are our partners. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's an honor for us to join forces together because we need help. Really, we need help because seeing the kids from the first class and then seeing the students in the university that have joined forces, have joined hands for 4 years from now, we have to do. Even Isham River is the most polluted river in Europe. We have to do a good challenge because seeing the energy of municipality of Duros that is helping the kids, all the plastic bottles from their homes are recycling and turned into supplies like, let's say, computers, like projectors, like balls or many other things that are using in their jars of the schools. It's very important. So what I want is help. That is. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We don't have time for questions since we have a lot of speakers or the panelists who wants also present, but there is some logic behind the speakers here. So we will go now to the upstream, so to the Nicola, to present the technology that is here. So go to the source, not directly to the house, but maybe to the city before go.
Thank you, Uroš. Actually, I think I'll switch to that microphone since I wanted to make the presentation a bit more. Thank you. I also have a presentation, so if I may get the pointer. Yeah, thank you very much. So, hello everybody. I am Nicola. Many of the people here already know me from the Remedies consortium, the Inspire consortium. For those who don't know, I'm here because I'm representing River Cleaning, which is a technology provider, and specifically the ones who are going to deliver the installation in Albania. So we're going to be seeing each other a lot during these years. So what I wanted to share are a few insights on how can we build impact in riverine ecosystems, aside from what is already known about riverine plastic pollutions. We believe it's all about changing a methodology and really changing the reasoning behind riverine operations, transferring from a reaction type of approach, so getting what's already on the riverbanks, to a prevention and management strategy. And this is what municipalities and governments will need if they want to maintain their river waters clear and pristine over time. Okay, working. So first, of course, what we're doing is not aiming to be simple product providers, but we look forward to being strategic solutions provider. And being solutions provider means we do not only have to deliver customized and tailor-made solutions according to the needs of the local people, the needs of the river, and the needs of the multiple stakeholders building their value around the river ecosystem of a city and of a country. But we also need to make this value long-term oriented and also create, make it profitable, right? I mean, taking litter out of the water is not only about saving the environment, it's about saving the businesses located in the city and saving society. So how do we build that? Basically, just to share a few numbers related to riverine pollutions. According to the latest Plastic Outlook report in 2022, it seems there's less than 2 million tons of plastic per year discharged into the oceans. Many of you will say, well, isn't this a little low as a figure? And you'll understand why. Around 50% of the plastic pollution that goes from the rivers into the ocean also is projected to sink. This is why this is a problem, because of course, sunk plastic cannot be recovered and cannot be recycled. So that is additional costs. And there's also economic challenges to tackle. For example, more than $3 billion are quantified as costs related to plastic, related to mismanaged plastic. So cleanup costs, revenue loss for businesses, service costs related to ecosystems, and also the cost of mismanaged waste. And then there's a lot of still unquantifiable elements, like what is microplastic production costing to our health? Of course, that is a big topic for the future. Now, I was mentioning less than 2 million tons of plastic per year. That's because, according to a recent study published by Wageningen University, our partner Tim van Emmerik, fortunately, is with us in this venture. Stated that actually no more than 20% of plastic straightly goes from the river to the sea directly. That is the case for short rivers, for example, in highly dense population areas. But for longer rivers, most of the items are basically changing position from one side of the river to the other, from one spot to downstream spot. They're according to seasonal weather variations, according to the hydrology, according to the morphology of the river. So it's really complicated, and this highlights the need of full-fledged monitoring together with collection and prevention systems. Now, we're working toward this direction since our very first foundation 3 years ago. And so we would really like to stress that this hyper-localization, how we call approach, is what brings the most value to the territory, because imagine like putting one barrier at the end of the river mouth. Of course, you can stop most of the litter that goes into the sea, into the ocean. But what happens to those regions located upstream that still suffer about plastic pollution? I mean, that's all the problem. If you want to really scale the value of cleanup operations, you have to tackle that across multiple strategic points along the whole river. And this is what I try to represent with this framework, basically starting from observation-based mapping of hot points of pollution, transitioning to not only seldom operations, but to long-term use of integrated technologies and strategies. And by doing this, we can achieve both effective and sustainable river protection with versatile solutions. We can have impact over time, which means transforming all the waste we have into value. And it means also being able to collect data, which transfer to governance, which transfer in turns to better mapping and data collection mapping. So I'm not gonna bother you with very technical features. I'm just going to say that this technology, according to some people, look like beer caps. So I mean, it must be good, right? It's made to be modular because, of course, we need to take into account the needs of different types of rivers, different dimensions. It needs to avoid obstructions to the natural flow of the water, because that is a huge problem. We cannot create dams or rivers. We need to really integrate something that goes with the flow of the river. And then we also try to think long-term by implementing measures that allow everyone involved in these operations to control the technology also from remote and to make maintenance and management really as easy as possible. Well, KPIs are of course related to how much plastic pollution we're going to recover from the environment, but it's also related. Can you switch please to the other slides? Are also related to how much waste we can recycle out of the amount we can recover, how we can improve water quality, how we can decrease, of course, the visible pollution in rivers and sea, but also how we can cut or improve the spending, the public spending on cleanup operations, and ultimately how we can provide additional economic income for regions and for businesses located in the regions. And of course, I would say providing also additional jobs, since all the operations related to river cleanups are a matter of engaging people together and working together. In the end, as I don't know if you know the writer Paulo Coelho, I probably have mispronounced it. Everything is connected. We have to understand that all road meets and all rivers flow into the same sea. So final remark is, if you want to build a strategy for riverine protection, what you have to do is to continue innovating day after day, starting today. Thank you.
Thank you, Nicola. Let's go to our online panelist from Germany. So now we are talking about one river, one country, but Philip will present something bigger. Philip, floor is yours.
Thank you, Uroš, and thank you for the introduction. Thank you also for inviting me. I hope everybody can see me and hear me well.
Yes, we can see you.
Perfect. So a kind hello from Hamburg, Germany to Tirana, Georgia. I am Philip Ackermann. I'm the coordinator of
Tirana, Albania, not Georgia. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're totally right. Tirana, Albania. I'm sorry. Of course. I'm the coordinator of the Plastic Pirates and working for the DLR Project Management Agency in Germany. And yeah, I would like to give you a quick overview of what we do. So to that end, I would like to share my screen real quick. If I'm allowed to do that, I think so. Yes, I am. I will try to do that myself real quick. And please give me a quick nod or an okay if you can see what I'm sharing.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So yeah, the Plastic Pirates. We are active in 12 European countries, not yet in Albania, but you are very invited to join. We engage young Europeans in the age of 10 to 16 in a large-scale citizen science initiative across Europe to study exactly what has been also identified as a problem. Plastic pollution, obviously, in rivers, oceans, and seas, but also the fact that 80% of the plastic and the litter flowing into the sea comes from the rivers. So we exactly try to shed light on this issue and try to collect data in a very big monitoring scale to provide exactly that data that is needed to monitor this particular problem. To do that, the school children go to a nearby river or waterway, also to the sea and coastlines, and very important, do this with a scientific protocol. So that it is not about primarily about collecting the waste. It is primarily about collecting scientific data that can then be analyzed by European researchers, by our network, basically all across Europe, to have comprehensive data collection on how much plastic potentially flows down our river, where are potential hotspots, and basically produce information and data for national governments and also for the European level on what to do against this plastic and where these hotspots are. So we exactly support the European Pollution Action Plan, the Single Plastics Action Directive, the Water Framework Directive, and also the Marine Framework Strategy Directive. To go to the second overview of where we stand right now with the plastic pirates, preliminary achievement are that we have engaged quite a number of students all across Europe, about 7,000. We have sampled data at 121 waterways, and we are still continuing to do so. We have conducted almost 400 samplings. I think by now we are above 400 samplings, and collected during that also quite a large number of plastic waste and waste in general in the process. So yeah, that gives you a quick overview of what we do with the plastic pirates. And so I also couldn't agree more with what other panelists have said in terms of trying to identify hotspots. This is exactly what we are trying to do as well. And also awareness. I would add engagement as well, because engaging these school children, on the one hand, they become scientists themselves in this little exercise of conducting research, and we get highly positive responses, not only from the teachers, but also from the students themselves, that they learn about the plastic pollution problem firsthand, and they feel like scientists, and they are implementing this protocol all across Europe. That's it from my side as a quick little introduction to the plastic pirates.
Thank you, Philip. I have maybe additional question that you can answer. Maybe it's important for here. So to join Plastic Pirates, it's a university who have researchers who can analyze the samples, right?
Exactly. We basically usually work together with at least two organizations, one that is very well connected to the school network across the country. This obviously can also be a university. And second, researchers that are familiar with analyzing plastics and microplastics to verify the data that we collect.
And data is completely open and right?
Absolutely. Data is completely open. The raw data is on our website. You can ask every local partner in each country to provide you with the raw data. And we are currently consolidating all the data to put it into one single data set that we will publish on Zenodo or on EMOTNet for everyone free to use.
Okay, and these 7,000 participants, kids, basically you are giving instruction to the teacher and they do this as a group, right? Not just as an individual.
Exactly. Our primary cooperation partner are the teachers and the schools, and they, with their school class, so approximately 15 to 30 students, go to one river or waterway to analyze what they find in terms of waste at the riverbank and beyond.
Okay, thank you. We'll have some questions at the end.
Sure.
So let's continue with our last panelist. You already met him before, Mavis, but he has some short presentation about like tangible work that he's doing here. It's basically try to do the overview of the whole panel. This is why I put him last. It's connected to the remedies, connected to the mission, connected to the local environment, and connected to the science. So basically he's connecting everything. He's like a glue. Mavis?
Thank you,
5
Raj.
minutes.
So in the mobile of Remedies, we have so far undertaken some site visits and fieldwork data collection. As one of the discussion we had today is about awareness, but surely all this awareness can be based on some solid data on the ground. So after we have some solid data on the ground, we can further take actions and engage other different stakeholders. So through so far, we have come up with some preliminary data, and I want to thank you, Remedies, Awareness, and other NGOs, which is part of the team, who has been fully engaged in data collection and supporting locally, as well as international partners, Vito, and other who has been guiding us in this process. So first of all, the scope of one of the components we are engaged in the Remedies project is about monitoring and prevention. So regarding the monitoring, we have as well to investigate the composition and abundance of the waste along the site. And so two main components, we have monitoring and reporting. So we are going to collect all the data, and after we are going to report all the data through the Remedies app. And the location we have already identified in the, so we have a problem with camera, always have to be here. Sorry? Okay, I'm looking at the camera. So so we have already identified our location, which is in Hamalai, Hamalai Beach in Durrës, and the frequency we have to undertake is 4 times per year. And so far, we have already done the first monitoring. It was done March 2024. So some technical information. So the width recording of the protocols were now falling to 100 meters. So there are some pictures from the first monitoring we had in Hamalai, and tomorrow we are going to have the second monitoring. So some preliminary data. So the total amount of waste we collect is 51 kilogram of waste collected. We have as well, out of that, we have 28 kilogram was plastic waste collected, and the rest 23 was non-plastic waste collected. We have to, from the data, we noticed that in this 100 meters, we have already counted 975 items. But if we compare it with a threshold value, according to the protocols, the threshold value is 20 items per 100 meters. So we see that is a huge difference. So the target value is 20, and we have noticed 900. So it's a huge amount. So now regarding the composition and percentages, we see that 97% of the waste on the ground was plastic, and only 3% is non-plastic. So we have seen the most dominant amount of waste is plastic. Here we have fractions of waste for non-plastic waste. So we can see that the majority of is metal food cans. We have as well as processed wood items, shoes and sandals made of leather and textile, glass bottles, but the most present is metal food cans. So these are some preliminary data we have resulted from the first monitoring. And here if you can, I cannot see the results. We have the composition of, yes, this is a waste per, so we have per category and per subcategory. If we go for per category, we see that we have the majority of the waste is artificial polymer materials, basically composed of bottles. We have as well food-related stuff. We have others with polymer type identification, other items where polymer type identification is not needed. So there are some plastic waste per category, but if you go per each category, we have as well some per subcategory. If you go to the next slide. Here we can see that plastic bottles, drink bottles are quite huge, but as well we have fragments of non-formed plastics, which are in the first place. We have plastic bottles, plastic drink bottles, as well we have folding of the cups and lids and of hard plastic. We have plastic mussels and fragments of formed polystyrene data. So there are some as well some preliminary data we have already comes from the first monitoring. Beside the beach litter monitoring, as part of our work as well of river litter monitoring. So I want to connect the river litter monitoring is connected as well with Nicola. So Nicola is one of the partners, or how to call it, one of advisory partners in our projects, who together with him and with municipality of Tirana, as discussed, we are going to establish one river barrier along Lana River. We have already identified the location in order to collect the waste. But still, we are still to the monitoring. From the preliminary information we have done so far 2 river litter monitoring, and from the results from the first litter monitoring, we have concluded, or it was amount of 123 items collected, and out of that, it's like I said, it's 95, it's plastic wet wipes, but out of 90, it's only 58 plastic wet wipes with 5 to 10 centimeters. So this is the most predominant type of waste. But as well, we have other types of waste. We have wooden corks, plastic, wet wipes, tobacco products with filters, paper food trays, paper cigarette packets. So we are different types of fractions which are already identified from our observation. But the most common is the plastic wet pipes, which is more which accounts the highest amount of identified fraction. Yes. Yes, and so following on that, I want as well to mention, so this was only on the monitoring perspective, but as well, if you connect with the second component we are involved is as well is collection of waste. So together with Nicolas mentioned and with municipality, we're trying to establish this river barrier who is going to collect all this amount of waste. But besides that, we don't only to have a random collection, but we want to build on a system. So all this amount of waste which are already collected from the barrier further can be managed from the municipality and to have a clear, let's say, solid waste management system. But all this data that we want to collect from this work, we want to use, as I can share later on, even for scientific purpose, but as well we want to make even citizens aware, even policymakers, even the government about the current status of waste. So this data shows us that the current status of waste need action and immediate action for enforcement of policy and regulations in place. So this is so far, this is our data we have achieved so far, and we think that even some data can be further improved by next actions we are going to do in the Remedies project. But beside this component, I want to mention that we have as well other components. So working with different stakeholders, with SMEs, with municipality as well, in order to engage them more in this process. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mavis. So we concluded the first round. What's the message? So basically, I talked from the representative of the ministry. And I want to emphasize again, so data, okay, for science, but data like this from the real environment, from the plastic pollution, marine litter collection, and so on, should be a guidelines, if it's well connected, compared to the legislator. So I will give now the floor to Andrita to comment on that and also to present the strategy that they're working on.
Yes, thank you. I think this data will help us very much for doing to improve our policies and to do enforcements for to help municipalities that have a lack of they have a duty to reporting the data, but they have the lack of this reporting, and some data that you collect from your studies, it will be very good for us to implement this in our mechanism and enforcement the law or make other measurements like strategy or whatever. I want 2 minutes to present our new law on extended producer responsibility. The waste integrated management, the law, we have mentioned till 2011 the duty of the manufacturer to collect and to recycle the waste after the consumption, but till now it was very difficult, and we have very problems to manage these things. And we have the needed to create some mechanism for implementation of the producer obligation. Also, we have the need for creation for a mechanism to help municipalities in the management of separate waste streams and to support the recycle industry in Albania. And for this, we think that the new law that is presented now, and you can see it in our site of ministry, is like a strategy to achieve the environmental objective to reduce the total environmental impact of a product, make the producer responsible for entire cycle waste of life of waste. The streams they are predicted in this law are 4 for the moment: is the packaging, batteries, vehicles in the end-of-life vehicles, and electronics and electronics equipment. I think that these tools will help us to moving toward circular economy, promoting the collection and treatment of waste, stimulate the polluter and the producer to contribute the prevention, especially in the packaging, like plastic bottles and single-use plastic that you mentioned earlier. And this law is going to be part of, every business is going to be part of PRO. There are some organizations that have the duty to, they are responsible until the last phase of all the cycle of the packaging till this product will become waste. Thank you, in a short time.
Thank you very much. And it's just I will give you the word.
It's very important to understand that Albanian people are dirtying the Isham River, and especially Tirana citizens, or we can say also Tirana municipality, but everything ends up in the Isham mouth, in the coastline of Durrës, in the Rodon Cape, and all these are marine protected areas. So what I suggest is a great collaboration between municipality of Tirana, municipality of Bora, municipality of Kruja, municipality of Kurbin, and municipality of Kamza also, and everything ends up in the Isham River, as I said. So we have a good collaboration. I see that this collaboration is missing. What I suggest is to join all together these 6 municipalities that are along the Isham River, because everything from Tirana is coming in Durrës. That is, thank you. Everything that is from Tirana is coming in Durrës.
Thank you, thank you.
I have to emphasize this. Everything that is in Tirana is coming in Durrës, and this is not good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's work on the solution and alternatives, but let's keep the civil.
Dhe dyta, ka statistika, ka prova që gjatë menaxhimit të keq përpara se u të sillen në fill, kamionat e tursit I vinin, futeshin ndroq dhe hidhin te lumi Erzan dhe kjo është e faktuar. Po janë çështje që I ka prokuroria në tim të, kupton? Pra, nuk është puna e Bashkisë Tiranës, Bashkia e Tiranës e ka detyrim ligjor të çojë në fill pa diskutim. Mbetet vinë nga shumë zona rurale sepse në Ishëm mund vinë nga lumet e tjera. E dini për shembull që mbeten Adriatik vinë nga Kosova për shembull, ka një pjesë që vjen nga Kosova te lumi Drin dhe të tjerë. Pra nuk është Tirana të tyrim.
Atëherë, unë po e kthej shqip të nderuar se unë kam.
Sorry.
Megjithatë, do ta inkuadrojmë debatin këtu se për arsye koha.
Since we don't have enough time.
Por vërtet është e kundërta. Mbetet e tursit vinë Tiranë, jo Tiranës Durrës.
It's the opposite.
Now we are noticing the marine litter has a transboundary effect between cities, and so it's good that we have such discussions. And yes, we need to have a collaboration between different stakeholders, cities, and other in order to tackle the marine litter. So we have to notice that marine litter is a challenge not only in Albania but even other Mediterranean countries. So it's something that we have to take action. So. Since we don't have enough time, I don't know.
I will also invite the public, but definitely the flow of the river always go, to the sea. Yes. So if you are in the point, and it's but it's also other regions and countries have the same. So what is maybe missing? It's something upstream. A lot of projects also here in missions are working on the upstream, which means the wastewater treatment plants and so on. But if the infrastructure is not there, then it's just the 2 options. One is the problem, make a problem to business. So we have a problem, a lot of waste. Businesses, how to clean it. So also this Nicola was trying to emphasize before.
Yes, thank you. So even following the discussion, so this is one of the objectives of our project. So we are working on both sides. We're working in the monitoring along Durrës municipality, which is Hamale Beach, which is part of the municipality. So we want to collect data, but from other side, we are going to work and to support Tirana municipality, let's say, in establishing this river barrier. So we want to work, at least we are not confident that we are going to minimize zero waste, but at least we want to build up a good practice, a model. So since this river barrier will be established along Lana River, and after that we are going to have this monitoring to see what will be the effectiveness. Still, we are aware that this effectiveness will not be quite huge for the moment, but this project that we want now to build up along Lana River, we can further implement to other segments along Isham River. So we are working both sides, even in the upstream, in the prevention, but as well in the downstream to monitor what will be the progress of such effectiveness. So I am in line with your logic. So that's why we are here. So
up in the sea, and we are near the sea. What we have to do is to join the forces of the kids, I think, because everything begins with the kids. If we join the forces of the kids of Tirana, with the kids of Durrës, of Kruja, of Kurbin, of Kamza, and of Bora, I think that everything will finish about this Isham River. Thank you.
So, as I mentioned, we have to go with easy steps. So we cannot have huge steps. So everything needs easy steps in order to make progress. So we are starting now. Even other organizations, we have Inga and other NGOs, we are trying to work in other river basin. So this is something that we are quite aware about the impact and the potential we can have to make such impact. But that's why we are here now, to explain our project, to come together, different perspectives, and to work together. So since we don't have too much time left now for other discussion, we can have a networking event later on, and we can continue discussing and working on the topic. So yeah, I have prepared some information, but since we don't have too much time now to
we
go
have
more.
7 minutes, so still maybe some discussion.
No, for my question, but I think we have already try to answer on my presentation. So yes, through Remedies, since we are in the second year of the project, and I'm glad that we have here different stakeholders. That's why it was our purpose to invite different stakeholders in order to get different perspectives about their needs. So we have from university, from NGOs, from municipality, as well from the NGOs. So I think this Remedies, even in case it's a small step in this marine litter challenge, we want to make a kind of difference or impact, at least to increase the awareness, to engage different stakeholders in order to further go ahead with other actions. So our data regarding the monitoring will be quite useful even from the university, but it will be useful even for the ministry, because as mentioned before, we are Albania is obliged to have annual monitoring and reporting all the data to the ENA protocol. So we are trying to contribute with our work, and even the second can be as well. We mentioned the collection of waste. So we are trying to establish this river barrier. We are going to be in collaboration with the municipality, which even in terms of governance system is a good model. So we want to establish this one, and as well another component we are trying to bring through the Remedies project is as well to engage different stakeholders. So even to work with citizens, with young people. You mentioned that we have been working with young people, so we want through this project as well to engage and to empower young people in such plastic waste reduction. So this is one of the components we are going to work as well with universities and with businesses. So as you can see, during the last few days, we have been here many companies or many SMEs who we can call technical or technology provider, who want to match all these technologies which are more advanced now in European countries, how we can bring in our context here, and so they can further apply for grants, and how they can replicate such technologies to our context with a purpose to reduce the waste. And finally, which is very important as well for the national strategy, all this data as well has to be contributed to Albania towards reaching out the targets on behalf of Green Agenda for Western Balkans. So under this agenda, we are obliged to meet some priorities. Some of them is circular economy, so it is reduction of plastic waste, of pollution, and I think this project will have as well impact even to the local level, but will have impact to the national level, reaching such targets. So I think we'll do our best to work with everyone to reach our objectives. Thank you.
Thank you, Mavis. Yeah, before conclude, so maybe some final thoughts but I have prepared the question, but maybe you can answer also this. Do you see in the foreseeable future a switch, turn off the plastic pollution? Where did it start? Maybe, Philip, you want 2 sentences? You're muted.
Sorry, I'm muted. But yeah, you were basically asking the exact question, where to start best. I mean, coming from the plastic pirates, I would say, and I would agree with Laura to a certain degree, if I'm hoping that's the right name, to start with the children, because engagement and awareness is basically the first point where you can really tackle the plastic pirates with the plastic pirates, and also in general, the plastic problem in the long term. So I think raising awareness and basically identifying the problem right from the first hand, also going to the rivers and show them what is happening in terms of plastic pollution all over the countryside and the rivers and the oceans. I think that is best because the future generations will have this main task basically to tackle this problem, as well as we do, of course, but basically as early as possible, raising the awareness, making aware of the problem, and also showing them how to tackle it is, I think, the best way to approach the problem in the long term. Connected, obviously, and this is also what you have set out to do with the circular economy, to work together with the private sector, make them aware as well, and try to find solutions together how to tackle the problem from the beginning.
Okay, and then definitely the European Union or the municipalities are like the force who can be like a mediator and also listen to the people. But in EU, I think we come forward. We don't call it plastic or the city. We call it Pepsi, we call Coca-Cola, we call it Nestle, we call it the producers, and this is maybe something that you can also implement, because the monitoring is not just giving the number of the plastic. Is what plastic, where it's coming from. It's coming from you, the source. This is important, the source, and you stop the source, you can turn off the switch. Nicola, please be short.
Well, for me, I think it's definitely, as I said before, a matter of approach, how deep you want to go into properly managing your river, not only reacting to problems when they pop up. Just to give you an example, some time ago, we were surveying the management authority of River Po in Italy to understand what was the, let's say, amount of the plastic flux in the river. And they basically didn't know. I mean, they have single monitoring stations in some places along the river, but there's no coherent stream of data. And there are gray areas that are not mapped. So, and by virtue of this data, they assumed there was not enough pollution to justify deeper interventions or collection operations. So that's the thing. I mean, if you are not aware of what, and you do not measure what streams along your river, then how are you going to tackle that in the first place? Most people assume when there's no evidence of pollution that there is no pollution. Actually, I would say assume the opposite. Assume there's pollution if you don't see it.
Thank you. So nothing more to add. So I will ask Kevin Tortek to. We are reaching the end of the time, so you're punctual. But I guess if you really want, okay, then you have the options. Yeah, we will a little bit prolong it. At the end, it's the video. Yeah. You have question or just comment? Comment. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mavis, for inviting us to be part of this cluster. I just to add something, because we, as Institute for Nature Conservation in Albania, which is an NGO, is being part of another project, which means that we can get synergies together, because even us, we are working for or let's say, stopping the one-use plastics. It is focused on the Shkumbini River, and we are in three directions. First on developing, or let's say, analyzing what is supporting by the government in case of strategies and roadmap and everything for in this direction to stop the using of single-use plastic. And the second one is the HoReCa sector, in which we will give a tool for revising their plastic using inside of this sector and reducing this according to their, let's say, limited costs. The third one is just to show an application which comes from mobile phone to see where is the plastic origin along the river banks, which means when we make tourism like kayaking, boating, rafting, we can, together with our iPhone or Android, we can identify where is the origin of this plastic coming in the river. And this data will go to the municipalities just to show them where is this hotspot of this plastic coming in river. And they can take their measures or, let's say, can react for cleaning this hotspot or, let's say, further to go to the origin of coming this plastic. These are 3 points that we are working, and the project is recently starting. So we think together we can get synergies between.
Before I will just add, this is the balance. You give the municipalities the places when to clean, then this is repeated, and as I know from our countries, this costs money. Municipalities are citizens, so they have to pay. So at the end, I will not pollute anymore. So where is this? Have to find this fine balance. Like, okay, it's not for me justifiable to pollute because I have to pay that much more.
Yeah, this is the reason that municipalities can use this, let's say, data just for identifying who is the polluters, who can pay for doing this clean along the riverbank.
Okay, thank you. Mavis?
I just have to thank you, Emerita from Inca, for these top topics raised, and we are pretty sure that we can find synergies to work together and to see how we can, even our project can contribute to your project, or how your project can as well contribute in our project. So that was the purpose that we wanted to invite you to share your experience and your project objective with us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. So the video, and then I will invite you to come here to have a group photo of everyone for the remembering.
It's dangerous for the organisms that live there, and it's also dangerous for humans. And as you can see here, Remedies project is monitoring the amount of plastic, and they are looking for different solutions using technology to remove plastic from our sea and river. Okay, so this summer when you're at the beach, take your garbage with you. Okay.
Thank you, Philip. We're gonna take a picture now. So hope to see you soon. Bye.
Thanks for having me. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.